Hello and welcome to this first video on Introduction to Radiation. I'm Mrs. Hargreaves and I'm going to take you step by step through some of the things you need to know. Today I'm just looking at the structure of the atom, the charges on the atom, and you're going to be doing a few pieces of work. The first thing I want to show you is about the structure of the atom. Now, nobody has actually seen an atom, so it's really important that you realise that. So nobody's seen an atom, so what we draw as an atom is a model. It's the best idea that we can get of atoms, and you can look back in history of how the model of the atom has changed, and it still changes. So at the moment, this is our current model that we're going to be looking at. It consists of a positive nucleus in the middle, and around the outside electrons, not necessarily going all in the same direction, but all in clouds or shells all around the outside. Okay, in the nucleus you've got protons, which are represented by these little green blobs, okay, and they have a positive charge. The neutrons represented by these blue blobs, and the electrons in orbits round the outside. And if I zoom into that and I pause it, okay, we should be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and if we counted the the greens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's really important that you know that in an atom, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. So that would make an atom overall 0 charged. Okay, so we've said the protons are positive, the neutrons have no charge or are neutral, and the electrons have a negative charge. As we've said, in the neutral atom, the number of protons equals the number of electrons. The atom has no overall charge. So in this animation, we know that there are 6 protons and 6 electrons. So if you find a periodic table and look up the element that has 6 as its number, you will know what type of an atom that is. And I'm not going to tell you that, you can find that out. Again, it says here the model of the atom is not to scale. The space in an atom between the nucleus and the electrons is very large. I don't know how it's true, but somebody described to me that if the atom was the size of a football pitch, so think of your favourite team's football pitch, the nucleus would not be the size of the centre circle. It wouldn't even be the size of a football. It would be the size of a garden pea. So think of a tiny garden pea from your fish, chips and peas. Okay, put that into the centre of your football ground, and that would be your size of your nucleus. And the nucleus contains the protons and neutrons, and they're much bigger than the electrons. So you can imagine how tiny the electron is. You wouldn't actually be able to see it even on that scale. Very quickly, I'm going to mention this, and we'll come back to this later. It says an atom can sometimes lose an electron, and that will make it an overall positive charge because the protons are positive, and normally the protons and electrons are equal in number. So if we lose an electron, we're going to have more positives than negatives, so it will become positive charge. Now, I'm going to click here, and you're going to have to be careful because if you miss it, you'll have to return and go back to the video and watch it again. So watch. Okay, so you see, whoops, there it goes. So if we then pause that, we now see that this atom only has 5 electrons. We didn't change the number of protons. So we've no longer got what's called an atom. We have something called an ion. In this case, it's a positive ion because there's more protons than electrons. Okay, now we've got that back. We can also gain electrons. Did you see that one? Okay, so that came in from the side. So if we add it up now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've now gained an electron that was just happened to be passing by. And so now we've no longer got an atom, we have an ion, because it now has 6 protons and 7 electrons. Electrons are negative, protons are positive, so it's more negative than positive. So we say it's a negative ion. And we can say that the process of gaining or losing an electron from an atom is called ionisation. And we end up with an overall positive or negative ion. That's it from me. I now want you to go to your class notebooks. Okay, if you go to the radiation section, which I'll put in, there is a diagram of an atom that I'd like you to label in as much detail as possible. There is going to be a note on the atom that I haven't finished, and I will give you also a note on ionisation. If you can complete that, please, and then we can come back to the next section. Thank you very much. See you later.